Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my beloved brothers and sisters, and welcome to a new episode of Raindrops with the Al-Furqaan project. Today, our story is with a man that was known in history as one of the biggest enemies of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His name is Fir'aun. He used to go around telling the people that were around him, Ana Rabbukum al-A'la, I am your most supreme Lord. And this man used to kill babies, and not even toddlers yet. He would kill babies. He would kill the baby boys, and he would keep the girls and the women alive so that he'd use them as slaves. But how was it inside of his house? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed faith inside of the people inside of that house. And who has that faith? The closest person to him, his wife. She believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because she knows how Fir'aun is. She knows that he's a liar. She knows that he's a deceiver. This pathetic human being cannot be God. He gets sick, he goes to the bathroom, he gets tired, he sleeps. A human being with all of these weaknesses, he can never be God. She knows his stupid lies, and she knows his dajjal, she knows his deception. And she knows in her heart of hearts that the creator of this earth is the real creator. The creator of the heavens and the earth is the real creator. It can't be this silly human being. And so when she saw Musa alayhi salam, when she saw Moses and Harun and Aaron alayhimus salam, she saw how they spoke, she saw the miracles, she saw how eloquent they were. She had absolutely no doubt in her mind and her heart that the Lord of Musa and Harun is the Lord of the heavens and the earth. And in the beginning, it was a kind of a difficult thing for her. But when her faith got stronger and stronger, she started to contradict Fir'aun with her faith. Yeah, Fir'aun, I don't believe that you're God. What are you saying? You don't mean that. You don't mean that. Yes, I do mean that. You don't believe that I'm God? No, I don't believe that you're God. Take it back. I'm not taking it back. Right? How does she have that courage to say what she said to this man? A weak woman, and she knows how he's corrupted Egypt, and she knows how he has soldiers and people that would do anything, just with the drop of a dime. They would do anything for Fir'aun. She knows that they would take innocent people, children, and they would kill them without any accountability. Children's blood was halal for Fir'aun. If this is how he was with babies and children, then how's it going to be with this woman? How's it going to be with his wife? She said what she said, and she knows that there's going to be consequences that she's going to have to face. Well, she's the first lady, right? She has people that serve her. She was living in the biggest palace, and she was living the most lavish lifestyle at the time, right? She had the best of clothes, the most jewelry, and she knows that she's going to have to lose all of that, but she didn't care. I don't believe that you're God, and I don't believe that I don't believe that you're God, and I believe in God alone. I believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wahdahu. And he says, you don't believe that I'm God? She's like, come at Samak, just like you heard. And who do you believe in? I believe in the God of Musa and Harun. And this is the hardest thing that Fir'aun had to ever hear, right? If it would have been one thing if Bani Israel would have said that to him. That would have been one thing. But his own wife, it's a big deal. We can only imagine how angry he was and how his wrath was towards this poor woman, but she didn't care. Why didn't she care? Because khalas, she believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A person that believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, anything else is irrelevant. It's one thing to say it, saying anything is easy, but the circumstance is difficult. He's not just anyone. He's a tyrant. He is corrupt. He's an oppressor. Inna Fir'aun ala fil ard. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says he was above everyone else, and people hated him. People hated him. And on top of all of that, she's going to stand in front of him and say, I don't believe that you are God. She had the entire world, but she didn't care for it. He hit her. He harmed her. But with all of this, she still wouldn't let up. So he tells his soldiers, take her out to the desert and torture her. Start torturing her, and so that she might come back. The desert of Egypt and its heat in summers, it's known to be some of the hottest temperatures. It's known to be some of the hottest temperatures. So they tied her to the 4 poles. They tied each arm, like one arm here, one arm there, to 2 poles, and her legs to 2 other poles. And they would basically stretch her out like a starfish, subhanallah. And after being the first lady, after, she had servants underneath her that would do anything that she would want. After all of that, Ibn Abbas said that she was tied to 4 poles in the desert. No food, no drink. And then eventually Fir'aun comes to her, and he doesn't want to kill her, because imagine if people found out that Fir'aun killed his own wife, right? Can you imagine, like, the prime minister or a president or a king kills his own wife? Are you going to reject God and you're going to believe in me as God? Nope. He wanted to torture her, maybe she'll come back. But she had a faith inside of her heart that would humble mountains, subhanallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, what? وَاصْبِرْ وَمَا صَبْرُكَ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Be patient, and your patience is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Fir'aun left her out there, cooking in the sun, stretched out in such agonizing pain and in heat. And at nighttime, deserts can get very cold too. So he came to her the second day. No food, no drink, and she's all tied up. Are you coming back to me now or what? She says, Wallahi, the only thing that I'm increased in is faith. I'm not going to accept that you're God. The only thing that I'm increased in is faith. Yeah, subhanAllah, people of today, they see a clip on the internet and they end up selling their religion, right? People sell their religion for a few dollars. Not this woman. She was patient. She was patient. وَجَزَاهُمْ بِمَا صَبَرُوا جَنَّةً وَحَرِيرًا. And the reward for their patience is paradise and silk. The edge of paradise is for the things that you hate, not roses and people clapping in your face or things like that. Third day, he comes to her. What do you have to say now? I don't believe in you. I believe in God. I believe in the Lord of Musa and Harun. وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا امْرَأَةَ فِرْعَوْنَ. Allah strikes a similitude. Allah gives an example for the people who believe, the wife of Fir'aun. Allah doesn't just give the examples of women. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't just give the examples of women, of the believers, the example of Asya bint Muzahim. No, but it's for the men as well. This amazing woman is a role model for the entire ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. For the ones who believed, not just women but men as well. امرأة فرعون, the wife of Fir'aun. While she was being persecuted, she makes dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She says, Ya Allah, build a house for me in paradise and save me from Fir'aun and what he does. She says, save me, وَنَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Save me from these oppressive and harmful people. Ya Rab, the palace that I was kicked out of, I don't have a bed either anymore. I don't have food. I don't have anyone else but you, Ya Rab. I let all of that go. I just want a house in paradise. That's it. Right? So the third day came along. She was starving. She was so thirsty. Her skin was hurting her so much. And she was in so much pain. And she was very sick as well. She was very ill. Fir'aun comes to her. Are you going to come back? Nope, not at all. Although she was sick and hungry and thirsty, she only increased in certainty. The only thing that she increased in was yaqeen. So Fir'aun saw that there's no point. Might as well just kill her. Just take her out. She doesn't believe in me, might as well take her out. So he ordered his soldiers to take a boulder and drop it on top of her. So they lifted this huge boulder, and people at that time, they were a lot stronger than the people are today. They had strength to carry boulders at that time. So when they carried this boulder to a high place to drop it on her, she says, وَنَجِّنِي مِنْ فِرْعَوْنَ وَعَمَلِهِ وَنَجِّنِي مِنَ الْقَوْمِ الظَّالِمِينَ. Ya Rab, save me from Fir'aun, save me from what he's about to do, and save me from these oppressive people. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did save her. But how did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save her? How did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save her if she's all tied up? When they dropped this huge giant boulder, when they dropped this huge rock, before it reached her, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took her, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took her, and He showed her He showed her her palace in paradise. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took her soul from her body before the boulder could reach her. Literally split seconds, subhanallah. Her soul was extracted with all ease before this massive boulder even got to her body. When the Prophet ﷺ told us about the greatest woman in human history, he says, Maryam bint Umran, Zawjat Fir'aun, Asya bint Muzahim, Khadija bint Khuwaylid, and Fatima bint Muhammad. Right? These amazing women are exemplars of faith. They are role models for the people of faith. They are role models for the people of patience. We'll end it here, inshaAllah. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.